Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about VBA format. We will learn how to format a data in VBA. So in this video, we will learn to format the data in this format, having header in blue color with white font and horizontal alignment as center, proper case, proper number formatting, and some conditional formatting for the status of the payment. You will do entry like this, and when we enter, it will not apply any formatting, but we have created a button for the formatting. When we click it, the formatting is done and a pop-up message comes. So we are having some data of sales. Here we have date, salesperson, region, product, unit sold, revenue, and status. And we have to create a VBA code to format it at a one click. And as soon as we add more data, it also get formatted as per the settings. So for that, let's go to Developer tab on Visual Basic, and we have this window. We will do right click, insert, and module. So we got our module, and we will start writing the VBA code. Every VBA code is written like a procedure. So let's start sub, and we will name this procedure format data and right click. So we got sub, name of the procedure, end sub. Whatever is written in between will be executed in this code. So let's start with some declarations. So we'll declare this worksheet as WS. Dim is used to declare the variables in VBA. Dim last row as long. Long is a variable. Dim last call as long. Then comes dim data range as range, and dim cell as range. So we have declared our worksheet, our last row, last column, range of data range, and cell. So let's select this worksheet, because if we have to do some changes in this worksheet, we have to select it. For selecting, we will say set WS is equals to active sheet. Instead of this, you can also write this worksheet dot the sheet name, but you will say active sheet because we only have one sheet over here. And next, coming to finding the last row and the last column. So talking about our data over here, we have to format this much area only. So for that, we should also know that which is the last row and which is the last column. We don't have to format any area which does not have data in it. So for finding that last row and last column, we will say last row equals to ws dot cells ws dot rows dot count comma 1, closing it. So what it means, that ws dot cells means this worksheets which is having cells, and which cells are they? Row is, we have to find out how many rows. WS is the worksheet, dot rows means this worksheet has how many rows, dot count. So system has to count how many rows this worksheet has. So there are 1,04,000 something rows in Excel sheet. So assuming 1,04,000 something comma 1. Now coming to the last row in which the data is there. To find out that, you will say end Excel up. So it will find out till which row the data is there. So this whole row will find out the last row in which the data is. So in our case, it is the last row, which is row number 4. Let's come to finding out last column, which is ws dot cells only, and column will be ws dot columns dot count. And for finding the last column in which the data is there, we will do end Excel to left dot column. So we have written the two lines through which you will find the last row and the last column. Let's come to finding the data range. So next step is to find the data range in the range in which we have to do the formatting. So in this case, our data range is from A1 to G4. So setting data range will be ws dot range ws dot cells 1, 1, which is the starting point, comma ws dot cells last row, comma last column. So as we talked about it, A1 is 1, 1, and the last row and the last cell will be the last row and the last column. This will include all the cells which are having data. So this is our data range. Let's move forward with some header formatting. So in our data, we will make our header bold. We will do a blue color of background, white color font, and we will have horizontal alignment as center. So every text will be in center. So moving forward with that, we will use with block. So in VBA, when we write code for some rows and we have to repeat the rows, means if we are working with row A1, if we are working with row 1, we can use the with block. ws dot cells 1, 1. Our header is only in row 1. So our cell selection for range of the header will be according to that. So our row is 1, but our column is last column. Now if we don't use with, we have to repeat this much line till here, dot font dot bold is equals to true. Then coming again, and we have to select all this, and you have to say interior dot color is equals to RGB 0, 102, 0, 102, 204, this much. Next, pasting it again, font color is equals to RGB 255, 255, 255. Coming here again, now it's horizontal alignment equals to Excel center. So this is our header formatting. But to avoid this repetitive use of this range, we can use with. So how to do that? Writing with ws and deleting everything here. What we will do, we will make it here and one tab more. So in this way we don't have to repeat that range thing again and again, and all these formattings are working for that range only. So to now end this end with, we will say end with. So this is our header formatting is done. Let's check it out with some debugging or running. So to debug your program, you can do it into step into, or to run your program you can say F5. There is a play button as well which you can play for running this program at once. So we will right now do step into. So this first line is running, it's creating the procedure, then coming to set ws.activeBooks, then coming to the last row, last column, then coming to setting to data range, I have done a mistake over here, I have set C last. So now coming to the width block, and now coming to bold format, and as you can see our first line is bold, then the background is blue, then the font color is white, and last the horizontal alignment is in center. So our program has done the header formatting. Now next, moving to other formattings, we will create the border around this data range. So data range dot border dot line style is equals to Excel continuous. So we have done that, and let's run this as well. So now our data is having borders on every cell. Let's move to autofit columns so that every column is properly spaced. So we will say ws dot columns dot autofit. So we will debug it, step into, and we will move forward. So now our columns are properly spaced. We can also put the width according to our will as well, like ws dot columns dot column width is equals to 15. So let's check this. So as you can see, it is having column width of 15 for every column. So let's delete this. So let's run it again. Now coming to modifying the revenue column so that it can be separated by zeros. ws dot range f2 f and last row dot number format is equals to
hash comma hash hash 0. So in this way we have selected the F2 row, the whole F2 row till the last row, and we will setting the number format for this row as hash comma hash hash 0, means after every 30 there will be a comma. So and we are doing step into. So now our numbers are having comma, they are separated by comma, as we can see. Now coming to formatting the proper case text. So our salesperson region product is having text column. So for that we have to set some conditions that whatever is written should be in proper case. So for proper text case we will write for each cell in ws dot range B2 to D it's B2 semicolon D, then closing, and last row cell dot value equals to application dot worksheet function dot proper cell dot value. Next cell. Here we have created a for each loop in which we have taken every cell in this data range, and every cell value is to be converted in proper text case. So let's check this out. So for checking it, let's change something so that it should reflect the change. So next, coming to debugging, and we will start by doing so. Coming to our for each loop, here we got, and the south is changed. Let's check mobile is changed, east is changed, so it is working, it is doing its job. Now we will do the center alignment of every text over here. So range dot horizontal alignment is equals to Excel center, and we will run F5 and everything is now in center. So let's move to status color part. So last thing which is left is completed, pending and cancelled. So we want to do some conditional formatting, that for completed it should be green, for pending it should be yellow, and for cancelled it should be red in color. So for that we will run a for each loop, for each loop, for each cell in ws dot range, and you will say G2 to G and last row. And what is our condition is that if L case cell dot value is equals to pending, then cell dot interior cell dot interior dot color is equals to RGB 255, 255, 0. Okay. Else if L case cell dot value is equals to cancelled. Then cell dot interior color is equals to RGB 255 comma 255 comma 255. Else if L case cell value is equals to completed cell dot interior dot color is equals to RGB 0 comma 176 comma 80 cell dot font dot color is equals to RGB 255 comma 255 comma 255. And if. So what we are doing over here is we are setting a for each loop in this data range G2 to G and the last row. So now we will run this code and okay. So our formatting is done. We have our completed in green, our pending in yellow, and our cancelled in white. So this much formatting is done. Next we will add some filters in our data range dot auto filter. So this much only will create a filter. So let's run this program, and now we have filter for every column. Now let's end this whole formatting with a message box. So for that we are writing message box in double quotation formatting completed. And that's it. Let's run this program once more and we get a pop-up box saying formatting completed. So this is the whole program of formatting. Let's close this and let's create. We can find that code in Visual Basic. Here it is saved. It is named as format data. So let's go to Developer tab, insert, and we will click a button. So let's create a small button over here and we will assign this format data macro to it saying OK. Now we will have to rename it format. Okay, so now this button works the same way as we were working. So let's add some more data and see how it's working. And say B and say let's make some mistakes. Let's say printer 15,000 and pending. So I've done it and nothing is done till yet. It's only data entry. Now let's click on format and it's done. Our region is in proper case, printer is in proper case, 15,000 is with zeros and it is pending, so it is yellow in color. So this was all about formatting our data in Excel using VBA at one click. As we have seen that by clicking just once you can do formatting. That's all for the video. Hope you find this video helpful. If so, do subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you so much.